News Live on the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. Today on Circle Talks, we'll be talking about the updates that are taking place within the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory. Aham. Thank you for watching the program here this afternoon. I want to welcome you into the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. Today we talk a little bit about how we are going to be rolling out the activities for our future broadcasts. I'm Mango Digichigaman. We have 4 segments planned per program. First segment is always the introduction. Second segment, we will be running advertising. 1 ad, perhaps 2 ads. Third segment will be our interview. Our interviews will take place there. And our fourth segment will be call to action, asking our audience to perform a certain task to meet a certain objective. So as we speak, all of our circles are meeting online on Microsoft Teams, and right now I'm looking to get into Microsoft Teams too, so that I can participate in all circles. What's happening in each and every one of our 7 circles with our co-keepers. And I might add, I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in a long time, and would be sure nice to see you online too. So I just want to let our audience know that we're organizing to become an efficient operating machine. The official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory that consistently updates all of our activities and foreshadows and forecasts the activities and tasks to come. We want to be clear and concise, and we want to be able to enlist the support of our audience and our Shkabeg in real time, so that we all move forward with each task, meeting each objective in lockstep. That means when we take a step, you take a step at the same time. So once again, want to welcome you to a new year of broadcasting here on behalf of Mogson Trail News Live. I'll continue to be your host, Corey Ralph Whitford. And I will continue to provide a bilingual translation, changing and switching simultaneously from Ojibwe to Anishinaabemowin. That is why we have a large audience to this day, is because we can operate in 2 languages, and we can communicate with the Wikitatizik, our elders, and we can communicate with our urban population, the non-speakers, and we can communicate with all of our co-keepers, a mixture of speakers and non-speakers. And in this way, and in using Anishinaabemowin as our medicine, as our vehicle for demonstrating the type of work we want to do, I think it's very possible. We're planning to create the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory and have it run according to format each and every program. Now, at the moment, we have 18 programs per week, and we would like to organize each one of those programs, with the exception of Anishinaabemowin. Perhaps even it can apply to Anishinaabemowin on Mondays and Fridays too, but here it is. Initially, in the first segment of each program, we'll have an introduction. In the second segment of each one of our programs, we will be running ads. Perhaps, for sure, 1 ad, perhaps 2. We're looking into monetizing our account so that we can utilize Facebook stars to meet that end. Again, we're setting up a vehicle that is going to be self-sustaining for our audience, for everyone, all our First Nations in Treaty 2 territory. I get all our urban centers like Dauphin, Megwesi Nakya, Shern Gamino, Shigo, Brandon Gamino, Shigo, Portage La Prairie, Ishkute Nagim, Ishkute Naga, Ishkute. Ishkute Kamik. Aman Chigo Eninizi Kitohan Winda Aman. I know they get We have studios across Manitoba, and what we are proposing to do is GoPro ke nitawa ayamazumin. We're going to buy GoPro cameras so GoPro can facilitate and have interviews completed offline in a remote territory where there's no cell phone signal or there's no internet signal. We would like to record in that way and then have pre-recorded content and showcase it to our audience. There's one huge advantage to that, and it's this. When you run your GoPro, our rationale is this: when you run your GoPro, you don't need cell phone signal, you don't need internet signal. You turn on the camera and you start recording. It operates like a video camera. And once you've got that interview, you can put it onto the Microsoft Teams platform, or you can put it on our Be Live studio platform, on one of those two platforms, or perhaps even the Vimeo platform. You could put it on that too. So what I'm getting at is this. Last night, yeah, I was talking with my good friend last night about this modification, improvement, upgrade, call it what you will. We're making use of the tools at this time. Technology is helping us to facilitate our gathering. All that knowledge from 1871, so that we can transfer that knowledge to our younger audience, to our future generations as well. We want to record it for posterity so that future generations will go, oh, banda, no, the stuff that we learned and we extracted, and we want to push forward in regards to 1871. What did happen? What were we, what in fact did happen? What was the give and take? And how did we benefit? And where are we at in terms of progress? Have any of those promises been honored to date? And so our work, it includes going into the community or sending the camera into the community. Because let's face it, sometimes elders, and I'm so grateful that we had an exceptional interview with Mrs. Mary Houle and thank you to my co-keeper Marlene Davis Mia in that interview to go over to Mrs. Mary Houle's house to set up the laptop, to check the connection, and to get it up and running, so that we had a wonderful morning together. And apajay ni minjines kaya nga kitusian to taman tabita. I feel bad that I can't perform that function, and this is me being real. I would love to have more content from the nations. Mem dagego from our elders council. Kino minim. We chishin gaining apaching magus. Kange gaining gang kendazin. I get the one and on there we That's what I want to do. I want to be a part of it. And I think my focus is turning more towards the Elders Council. Well, we have to know what happened in the past in order to frame our future in a good way. If you've just tuned in, I want to thank you for watching. We're broadcasting live from the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. I want to welcome all our viewers. Alana, thank you for being here today. Alana, what I was saying was we're buying new technology. We're gonna buy GoPro so that we can do individual interviews with our elders council. And the topic that we're focusing on specifically, now we're narrowing it down, really narrowing it down. We would like to ask and receive knowledge and using the Anishinaabe protocol. Asema dabe tatanigani. Asema will always take the lead, and it'll always be done in ceremony and in spirit. And if you're Roman Catholic, it'll be done in that spirit as well. We're open to that type of as long we're open to help. We're open to collaboration. Nini uge. I'm open to that. Good afternoon to all our viewers. As I was saying, Leeson, we're buying GoPro so that we can do interviews with our elders council and with elders, and even with our other circles, our co-keepers with Mr. Alan Sutherland, Mr. Ray Musso, Mr. Ron Missy Abbott. Miss Karen Kijik, Gewinge Matawi Suka, and and even Mrs. Darlene Woodhouse, Gewinge Mata Itawichi, Anishinaabe, Mutta Kinama get. And so what I'm saying here is we're getting ready. We're getting ready to create an upgraded platform. I think we might be moving to Vimeo. I'm not quite certain yet. We're still in the trial period of Vimeo, but as it stands right now, we're using the Be Live Studio to record all of our content. And SharePoint again, you need to go about it. Bonjour again, Bonnie. Good afternoon, Bonnie. What we were saying is we're upgrading our technology. We're upgrading to GoPro, most likely upgrading to Vimeo. That's a video package. People use that to stream videos. It's actually the Cadillac of streaming packages. And then and this works fine too with a few technical glitches, though, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna lie. We have glitches where the screen freezes in the first 15 seconds, and sometimes the people we're interviewing on the other end are not quite comfortable with getting into the system, and basically we're perfecting our craft, and I'd like to ask for your patience. I'd like you to continue believing in our credibility because we're working towards something. We are working towards something, and I'm so grateful to have you on my team and to have you a part of my life too. So that we can all perform a better function together. So what I'm all about is having the help and accepting and appreciating the help of others. And so I'm turning to you, my audience, my co-keepers, my elders council, our Grand Chief Eugene Eastman, Chief Norman Bone, all the full slate of 11 chiefs on behalf of the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory. We know mata da we sukage ok da we che ok ma. It's a big undertaking. The more I think about it, the more it's up. It's a huge monumental shift for us. And get ready, Ujitan. Get ready, because when this thing takes off, it's like a plane, like a jet, like a rocket. When the format is established, when it's understood, and when everyone knows what their role is and the frequency of their role. For example, with myself and Mr. Ron Missy Abbott. Now, Ron, he's got a background as an associate producer once before, and so we share that passion. Ninja Wawe and Mr. Ray Musso to be an editor and to be a producer as well, and My respect to you both, gentlemen. What I'm asking for now is how do we innovate so that we can keep up to everyone, so that we can keep up to everyone in terms of getting our content out there on a daily basis and getting deliverables in return, extracting that knowledge, gaining and gathering chimondunigang, all that knowledge. How do we do that? Well, one of the biggest things we were talking about is having a GoPro camera to go into the house. And here's one of the big things about having a GoPro camera in the house. It allows you, there's two ways I look at it. If you have a GoPro camera, you can take the time to jitain. You can get ready and do everything you need to do to get ready. Whether it's putting your coffee aside, putting your talking notes on the other side, rehearsing a few different answers to a few different questions. But sometimes you don't get it right on the first time. I know that happens in reality, in real life. So there's a difference there. Having a GoPro allows you to record it over and over again until you have it right. In live TV, there is no second chance. If you make a mistake, you have to forgive it and just keep on talking and going forward. But my friends, this is a very important process. To create legislation. It's a very important process. And so what we're proposing to do here is we're proposing to fashion a video that will accompany the GoPro camera and send that GoPro technology, that camera, and that video that's been created on our side from me genuinely, and then send that to the elder, one elder at a time from each member from our elders council will have a chance to be recorded. So Ujitan, get ready, because we want to talk about 1871. We want to talk about what was intended for us, Ninawint, on that day that treaty was made, Treaty 2 at Manitoba House, Kinnesota, Manitoba. And from there, our questions are going to begin right from there. What was it like before treaty? What was it like at the time of treaty? What was it like after treaty? How much has changed since treaty? And we want to look at it from the lens of a historian, a historian's lens. What has changed? Have we lost anything in the process? And if so, what is that? And can we reclaim that knowledge? Can we depend on you, the Elders Council, to to chimikwenda man, uh, to remember the knowledge at treaty time, 1871. That's 150 years ago. Me, yeah, that's the biggest task we have, and we want to know child rearing practices. And we want to use those child rearing practices, best practices, and apply them to the Child and Family Services Nations circle. And we want to have the help of our co-keeper to direct us. What kind of questions and addendum, and what would you like us to ask? What exactly do you want it to be? More about history, more about children, or do you want it to be more about law? Was there any laws back in our day? Of course there was. There was do's and don'ts in each and every tribe. And so that's what we want to flesh out. We want to flesh it out. We want to gather it. Chimondonigang. We want to we want to exact the best kind of legislation for our future generations, for from here and now until right into the future, as far as we can go. And so I hope I'm clear enough, telling you the way my work is being carried out as a conduit. I hope that you'll understand me and join in our vision. Nina Wint, we are preparing to develop legislation in the year 2021. It's happening, and I'm 100% committed. This is your chance to be a part of a monumental shift in time, in our direction, in our development as one nation. Anishinabeg. One nation. Anishinabeg. Good afternoon. If you've just turned in, Crystal, Alana, Bonnie, Leeson, is the Sheikh. If you just tuned, well, Crystal, ma'am, and Crystal, we're talking about upgrading our technology and our approaches to providing daily news content, and not so much news but updates. What's happening, what's going to happen, or what already happened. And I firmly believe that once we have the format and the collaboration and the participation of the elders council, the co-keepers, the the government house in Dauphin, Manitoba, Megwesi. If we have all that, along with the support of the Grand Chief Eugene Eastman, uh, I'm very confident we're going to move forward quickly, swiftly, efficiently, and effectively. Sani gosh, kito men, to create legislation. And I do believe that the first circle we will be focusing on is going to be child and family nation. I think that's what it's called. Gawin ka na bach services division ikatazim, and I think it's called actually CFN, Child and Family Nations. Ganabach. Kan get you know singa kendan. All right, well, let me turn to the chat section here. Turn my attention to the chat section. Good afternoon, Alana. Good afternoon, Leeson. Bonjour, Bonnie. Good afternoon, Crystal. Nanga, Leeson. Leeson, I would love to come and do a visit in your territory, Manitoba House, my home. Nito and Apaja, I would be honored to come to your area. I always have tobacco. I always have tobacco on me. And me, I don't. And I'll elaborate on that eventually. But that I do respect the protocol. Me, I prefer the protocol, Anishinaabe protocol. Unjeta iwa sema chiniga anit tabita. Kek, my friends. Kek me maushine. That's where you invoke the blessing of the Creator. Abachata we sema. Oh, continuing on in the chat. I had an old newspaper, 1872, talks about the Portage Band, shows the city of Winnipeg, TP drawings. That was a map that was written. Alana, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what we're looking for. All types of knowledge from 1871. If you have a view, if you have an opinion, if you have a theory, anything to contribute, anything, a catch-all, we are a catch-all for 1871, either before 1871, at the time of making of the treaty, and then post-treaty, after treaty was signed. We really would like to have that knowledge 150 years later, and we'll use the Anishinaabe protocol. Turning, turning to oh yes, Leeson, after COVID. Well, I would like to see where that area is specifically. Where is Manitoba House? Like with my own eyes, Ninio, in my own time. Nangang gabi jagoting listen ganit question. Might be this evening. You never know, Anisha. We're working as hard and as fast as we can to make our to make our to make our treaties sing, to make them work in our favor. The history book. Hello, Cindy. Good afternoon. Welcome to Circle Talks. This is where we talk inwards. This is where we talk about our internal workings, the things we do internally within the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory. And I know is miwech I send it to anything you have to share. Send it to this address, news at mtnlive.ca. I'll send you the email. I'll put up the link for the email. And good afternoon, Cindy from Calgary. Bindigan, come on in. Any emails you have, you're my friends. Here's the shake. You're my friends. Gigikanim. Gigikanim gagi. No, I know you as well. Let's work together. Let's organize this thing. And as I've said in the last since New Year's Day, if there's anything, if there's anything that's preventing you from working with me or with anyone, know that I'm willing to bury the hatchet on whatever type of inconsistency we have in our friendship. I buried that hatchet on New Year's Day 2021. I said that I will work with all people of all nations, of all walks of life. And I always was like that, but I think I have to make the implicit explicit. I gotta let people know explicitly. I gotta let it be known. I'm willing to work with people who, if we have a touchy friendship or a touchy relationship, that something that's not concrete, even if it's a light friendship. I want you to know that I'm here to do a job. I'm here to fulfill a role in life. That's my passion and that's my ambition, is to ensure that Grand Chief Eugene Eastman, all of the leadership in the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory, all of the elders combined in the Elders Council, are all working in lockstep in a sequence that effects massive change, that honors our treaties all across Canada. As if I'm doing good, Treaty 1 is doing good. Treaty 3 is doing good in Ontario. Treaty 4 out of Rolling River is doing good. We sikapo. We no Treaty 4 ganabach. Miegagi no de kituan. We're getting ready for a massive change. If you just tuned in, we're getting ready for a massive change to start working on legislation. And we're looking for all types of information. 1871. We have several pairs of eyes to read all your documentation. Apijay, we have the team to make it happen. Donanik, the dream team. And it's just a matter of making that dream come true. I'm Corey Whitford. You've been watching the inaugural show of 2021 for Circle Talks. That is a really good discussion we had this afternoon. I asked for your help, and I know I'll receive it too. So email any of your thoughts and your ideas. This is your call to action. I'm calling on you to act. Send us an email at news@mtnlive.ca. Tell us, what are your thoughts about recapturing the moments before treaty, how you feel about the time of treaty, and what really did change right after treaty was made. Okay? That's all I want to say here this afternoon. I want to make it count today. I really want to make it count. I'm enlisting your help. I'm saying it's okay to help me. I'm enlisting your help and your support. Asemangayo. I had my prayer at the fire, and I'm going to follow up with another prayer this week at the fire. Hey, we should go could I have all the help I need so that I can make this dream come true? Thank you. Miigwech, kinoya. Aham, satash. Mino, giga wabamigo. Gege sagwadago gichimi wech. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you again at 3 p.m., my friend. Miwech ni jagan. Aho.